Welcome. It is day 2 of the $1 Million Expert Challenge. Let's go. Yesterday, I thought we was going to do a left a good job, but we ended up getting in, didn't we? Oh my goodness. I can see in the chat that people are already putting where they're watching from. So thank you for doing that. Keep putting where you're watching from in the chat. It was lit yesterday. There were so many women and even men who were ready to step into what God has for them. Amen. Amen. My name is Heather Shelton, and I am the host of this amazing challenge. Yesterday, weren't we all ignited towards purpose? Come on, somebody. Weren't we all pushed towards purpose? Coach Shun, she shared her story on why she started the $1 Million Expert Challenge. She wants to build an environment, a culture where it's normal. It's normal to use your God-given gifts to create wealth, and anything else feels weird, right? It's like, why wouldn't you be using what comes naturally to you to make money? Come on, think about that. Why? Why wouldn't you be using what God has given you to create wealth? And we have a table. We can create our own table. So many takeaways from yesterday. But before we get into it, VIPs, where you at? VIPs, put a $sign in the chat if you were in the VIP session. I mean, we got our whole life. When I say our whole life over in VIP, and the good news is that if you weren't in VIP yesterday, you can sign up. You can sign up today. You can be there today. You can be there tomorrow. This girl, speechless. She's been my coach for 3 years. 3 years, and I still got my whole life. Now, before we get into day 2, a few housekeeping things. You know, we got to talk about it. Please, por favor, don't unsubscribe to the emails, okay? If you do, you won't get the links. If you do, we cannot communicate with you if you unsubscribe. So make sure to stay subscribed to our emails. Also, we want to make sure that we hear your takeaways from the event. So make sure you're using the hashtag $1 Million Expert, okay? We want to hear your takeaways. We also want to see some pictures. We like to see what you look like, okay? And last but not least, the live event. If y'all don't get here to Northwest Arkansas for the live 2-day training, 2 days that will take your ideas to the next level and change your life, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know why you ain't going to be here. 2 days for only $497. You can be in the building with Coach, learning the framework that has changed her life and made her a millionaire. I'm going to be there. I'm in the building. So I don't know. We're going to be getting work done. There are limited spots. So make sure to sign up today. All right. Now, guys, we got to get on the same page, okay? I need everybody out loud where you're at. I want you to say out loud, I am a $1 Million Expert. I am a $1 Million Expert. One more time for the people in the back. I am a $1 Million Expert. All right. Whew. I don't know if y'all ready, but I'm ready. It's time. Coming to the stage on day 2 is Crystal Robinson, CEO of Shun Strickland Consulting, and she has made that money. And Coach Shun Strickland, welcome them to the stage. Get on in here, ladies. Everybody is excited. Oh, yeah. Hello, friends. Hello. We ready, Coach? We ready?
Hey, we ready. Yeah.
Y'all was getting y'all whole life together. I get it. Look, people are in the chat. They are watching from all over. That we have a lot of people that were in VIP. Can we just talk a little bit about VIP yesterday? VIP was lit. Was it not?
I thought it was pretty lit. You know, I mean, I'm a little biased though, right? So, but I thought it was lit.
I thought it was very lit.
I got messages all day though. So I think it did what it was supposed to do.
And it gave what it was supposed to give. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Crystal, I saw you. Crystal in the VIP.
Yes, this was me. Okay, this is it. This is my posture in VIP for the next 2 days. Just catch the top of my head, please, because that's all I got for you.
Coach, what excited you the most about yesterday?
So I think the thing that excited me the most, two things, was the level of engagement and the number of people who said something shifted for them. Not just that they showed up, but when people sent me messages and said, "Hey, I really get that I needed to repent for minimizing my gifts. I really understand that I'm the reason I've been stuck because I didn't see my giftings properly. I was in comparison." Those were the things that really meant the most to me.
What about you, Crystal? What was your biggest takeaway?
You know what? I've been thinking through that. And to be honest, she said this before, but it was the way that she said it yesterday. She said, let's build our tables and link them together. It was the way she said it that I was like, this makes so much sense as to why I'm doing this. Because I believe this just as much as she believes it. But yesterday, she said it with everything in her.
Gosh, you was on another one, Coach. You was like, you could tell. We've heard some of the stories before, some of the teaching, but yesterday everything was just so crystallized. I think for all of us in Inner Circle, but especially for those of you just hearing this message for the first time. Coach, this is a movement. This is a movement. That's what you said yesterday. What do you see happening in the next year, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Can I ask a question to the people first? If this is your first time, like if this is your first Sean Strickland thing, you, like, because we've got a lot of first timers, right? If this is your first time, let's use 8. If this is your first time, because I think it's a new beginning for you, right? And so, yes, it's a new beginning. And so if this is your first time, somebody invited you, you didn't follow me, you've never taken a program before, put 8 in the comments so that we can see you. Oh, look at that. We have a lot of new people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We love you. And we hope that you will intentionally come to the live event because it's a movement. So you do such a good job of prepping us so we don't go all off script. And so when you ask me that question, what do I expect in 3 to 5 years? I'll tell you this. I was saying to Crystal that there is a guy, Richard Branson, who owns Virgin, all things Virgin, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Hotels, all of that. And he owns an island. Well, every year he does a fundraiser, and at that fundraiser, he brings all his wealthy friends. He pays for all his wealthy friends to come to the island so they can raise money to help people who are less fortunate. Well, if you look at the research is clear that Black women are the biggest givers, like our percentage-wise in what we give. And 3 years from now, I would like us to be gathering and saying things like, because we've all made so much money, let's change a neighborhood. Let's adopt a whole neighborhood. Let's adopt a school. Let's fix up the houses. Let's do, but yes, we want to live great. Yes, we want to have great vacations, but let's literally do things, because what I always think is that if you look at what Black women are able to do with so few resources, what could we do? Like right now, there are almost 200 women or 200 people here. If we all made at least $1 million this next year, what could we give? How could we serve? How could we change the world? And so for me, I see us moving from a place where we give in struggle, we help in struggle, we live from struggle, that literally from our overflow, we are doing things that absolutely change the world. And we're not waiting on permission because we've linked our tables together and we can't be stopped.
People are in, Coach. People are in. The possibilities will be endless. We would give out of the overflow. Yes, I'm with it. I'm with it. Yes, I'm ready to be a part of linking tables together. Come on. People are excited. They're hearing this. They're saying to themselves, I am a $1 million expert. They're putting it in the chat. This is all great, but it's more than words, coach, isn't it? It's more than words.
Oh, it's absolutely more than words. And it's one of the things that as I've been trying to build this bridge of personal development with Christianity, right? Is that we've gotten good at declarations, but faith without corresponding action doesn't produce anything. One of my spiritual fathers in Nigeria, he says, faith without proof is fake. So if I really believe that I'm a $1 million expert, I got to move different. I cannot expect to be a $1 million expert staying at the job that pays me $47,000 or even the job that pays me $120,000. I have to get intentional about using my gifts, talents. I have to get intentional about learning to market, learning how to meet the needs in the marketplace, learning how sales. I have to get intentional about that because I'm convinced it's a part of my destiny.
Oh, Crystal, it's one of these, right? It's just one of these. It's just a slow burn roll.
I'm taking deep breaths so that I can stay calm. Because usually I get to do this behind the camera and I can just, lay out. But
I think the thing that has me the most excited is that you are telling us we don't have to do it alone, though. We don't have to. Everybody can do this together.
We can do it together. And what I say to Inner Circle is that one of the reasons we engage in Inner Circle, and those of you who are in the VIP, you see this, the reason we engage so much is not that we don't have anything else to do. It's that when your world that you live in is always teaching you limitations, you need a culture that is constantly reminding you of the possibilities. And that's what people really miss about the communities we can build on social media. We don't live in the same place. We can't always be in the same space, but we can drop in a group that reminds us, I am a $1 million expert. Nobody has to be the smartest one in their space. No one has to be the only one with money. No one has to be the only one with solutions. You can literally come into a space. You can come in feeling discouraged and somebody can say, oh, Heather, I just wanted to remind you, you're a $1 million expert. It really does matter. And a lot of people are exhausted. I said this yesterday, I think, because you have fans, not community. You have takers, not community. You have people that will suck you dry, but not people who will pour back into you. And you said we could be real today, right? And we only have a few minutes to hit this. But how many brilliant women out here, you're exhausted because you're the smartest one. You're the one everybody comes to for ideas and money. And now the question is, when there's an opportunity where you've been praying, God, do you see me? God, will you help me? And he raises up a community. Are you now going to go, oh, I'm too busy for that? No, I have too much other stuff to do. No, I can't link my table to anybody else's because my stuff is so special, it can't link to anybody else's table.
I mean, Crystal, I'm so glad you was here with me so that I can play off you because
you don't just turn my camera off, just take me out the room.
Just take it out the room. Oh my God. Crystal, this is for you. What was your mindset before you worked with Coach? You're her CEO now, but before you got with her, you were successful. What was your mindset like?
To be honest, I was more so driven to accomplish the task than to legitimately please God, right, with my life. And what's amazing to me is that, connecting with Pastor Sean in this way has literally led me back to God's heart. And it's super exciting, right? To be in this lane, enjoying, working with her in this capacity, but more so, I feel like I'm making God happy, right? You know what I'm saying? And literally just obeying him and what it is that he's instructed me to do. Whereas before, I set goals for me. I checked them off the box. I got them done, but the level of fulfillment wasn't the same, right, as it is in this particular space.
How did that make you feel, Coach? How did that make you feel? She was the one that got away. She was the one that got away and came back.
No, she almost got tears from me, because the truth of it is,
When I tell you I went so far in my bag to get that and you didn't cry, but continue. I went to the deepest part of my heart and I grabbed it.
No,
and
but
tears
but I am teary though. I am teary because the truth of it is that I always say to everybody, while I am thankful for getting to do this work, while I am thankful for my life, I am thankful for my husband, I am thankful for my kids, God is the prize.
Yes. Amen.
And I think what makes my heart so happy is to hear another believer get that God is the prize. Like, there's so many things. There are a lot of things that you can accomplish in your own strength, in your own will. But I'm talking about building something that when we stand before him, it's not just that the world was impressed, but the Father says, that's what I sent you to do. I'm so proud of you. Well done, good and faithful servant.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's important for people to do this type of work because that's what we should be ultimately after. Like, I know that that's what Pastor Tom believes, but legitimately, you know, our goal and objective should be, you know, for Jesus to be at the center of what it is that we do, for, you know, us to be examples, not just in the kingdom, but in the world. And that's what, you know, I glean off of, you know, from her, is that she is literally, you know, hey, what did God say? What did God say? And as many times as she has said that, you know, this time I heard what he said in such a way that I was like, hey, partnership is a no-brainer. Absolutely.
And you got to think too, when you was ticking off the box, right? That got to be lonely. And it's got to be, you was tired. And there's something about the way doing the work that God put in front of you, that there's rest associated with it. There's ease associated with it versus toiling and just achieving. You see what I'm saying? Like, on this side, how does it feel like? Because you made millions. You made $1 million before you worked with her. On paper, you had everything that people would want. But what's it feel like on this side of the house now?
You know, I'm glad you said it that way. I have made multiple six figures prior to working with Pastor Sean. I didn't touch millions until literally after I came and did some soul work with her. And so I always tell her, like, all the time, I would have set the whole house and some on fire with the millions in it had I not came, you know, and did that soul work, you know, with her first. And the thing that keeps resonating with me is that she always teaches me how to love Jesus more than anything else. And I think that that's what, you know, I was able to get from her, right? When I went to go and work with her at that particular time, literally, she helped me to understand that, you know, I'm going to love Jesus more than, you know, anything else outside of whatever is happening in my life in this current moment. That shifted my focus, right? Yeah. So now I'm not just, you know, I'm not just in business to make money. I'm not just coming here, you know, to repair my marriage because I want to be happy in my marriage. No, I'm coming here to do this work because ultimately I want to make, you know, Jesus the focal point, right? Completely shifted everything, because now I come back restored, right? We sang restoration last night. I come back restored, you know, in such a way that, you know, now I can handle the millions, right? And so I'm grateful that she even did this, you know, what we call a random Facebook Live that day that drew me to Arkansas, right? So that I could get what I needed in that space, because when I came back, where I was mentally and spiritually, I was able to handle the millions that was coming, right? I was on the path and the trajectory to make the money. But, you know, when I got back, now I'm in a mental headspace, right? Not just, oh, I'm smart. Oh, I understand business. You know, oh, I know what I'm doing. No, now I have a strong foundation in the Lord, right? And so now I can build on that a whole lot differently. So now I was able to sustain millions, right? When they came, because they was coming. But what was I going to do with them when they got here had I not done, you know, the soul work first, right? So that's, you know, that's my thought process of it, you know. And then, of course, you know, working with her in between time in there. But man, once I got inside of this, you know, inner circle, it just, you know, it blew up. But even in when I was dabbling in and out, like doing some work with her, you know, doing some of the soul shift classes, I was still, restoring what was broken in me. But that process needed to continue, right? I don't think we should ever run away from, the type of work that she does just to go after the dollars, right? I think that that's a continual process that we have to go through. Yeah. But for the most part, I knew for certain that if I'm going to get these millions, if I'm going to make this money, my soul got to be intact, right? And so for me, yeah, the money was, it is great. I enjoy, being financially secure, but I enjoy loving Jesus more now than I do those dollars.
Oh, yes.
Keep it in the bag. Where is her tissue?
Yes. No, I'm literally trying not to get up to go get a towel. Listen, I'm like, it's not a full breakdown cry, but it does make me happy because I believe that that's my work. I believe that there are so many people who there needs to be a shift. Let me say this, and then Heather, then you take us back in control, okay? But this is what I believe. I believe that there are a lot of Christians who are not kingdom minded. And let me make the distinction. When I met Crystal, she was a Christian who wanted God to bless her work. She is now a kingdom woman who is surrendered to his work first. Woo. And I believe that that is the transition that I believe that most believers are pulling declarations to say, God, come bless what I want. When I wanted to be a lawyer, that was me saying, God, come bless what I want. But God is saying, when I made you, I know what I put in you. Yes. And success is when what I put in you is what is seen in the earth. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason that people run from this work, because there are lots of people out here watching who know they should work with me, but they run from this work because I don't have the ability to help you create success that Jesus doesn't sit in the center of, which means for me, I will walk away from any opportunity. I don't care how much money on the table. I don't care who say it's blessed. And everybody who knows me knows this. I have walked away from big opportunities because God said, don't touch it. Because really, if Jesus ain't there, I ain't interested. Come on. I don't want to be nowhere he's not. Where there are still too many believers that will leave him for the money. And I remember years ago, somebody said, they said this and it's always stuck with me. They said that God asked them, how high can I take you before I lose you? Wow. How much can I increase you? In Deuteronomy 8:18, the context of that is, when you're wealthy, don't forget I'm the one that gave it to you. How many of us, when God increases us, we were faithful when we didn't have a $5, but now we have 5,000 and we tell him where we're going to sow. We tell him where we're going to live. We tell him where we're going to work. How high will God take us before we go, no, we love that thing more than you? So I'm looking for a movement that, yes, we make millions, but at the end of the day, I'm looking for a culture that if Lakina comes in and says, guys, I know it's a great opportunity, but as I was praying, the Lord told me not to touch it, that we all go, okay, if the Lord told you not to touch it, then there's something better. Don't touch it. Not, girl, it's okay.
Yes.
Surprise.
Oh, Coach, we were talking too earlier. You told me to remind you, we were talking about how you can't coach or pastor adults without permission. Remember we talked about that?
Oh, that's so good, because I was talking about when Crystal first came to me and said, I believe I'm supposed to be your CEO. I believe I'm supposed to release you so you can just create. I said to Crystal, what did I say? What did I tell you about you needed to know?
You said you glad that I know it because you wouldn't feel right if you told me that. I had to know that for myself. Like God had to give me that message so that I could then come to you with it.
Absolutely. Because I think the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that they have connected, but they aren't submitted. and they actually are following people, but they won't actually bow their knee to the people that God called to raise them up. So when Crystal comes to me and she's like, I think I'm supposed to be your CEO, I say, you have to know it more than I do. And the reason you have to know it more than I do is so that when I give you an instruction you don't want to hear, you don't now go in your heart, well, I'm grown too. Well, I've made millions. How she go tell me? And I think that one of the biggest challenges for a lot of people is that they are either too prideful to really to submit, or in the words that Pastor Elwin gave us early this morning, that, and I'm gonna say it because he told me to say it. I'm gonna say it because he told me to say it. You pick people because they're popular, but in the words of my husband, they wouldn't stop and pee on you if you were on fire. But you follow them because they're popular. They would never respond to your email. They would never help you if you were really in trouble, but you think they can put you on. So you want to be associated for your own glory, not because that's where God has called you. But okay, it's back to y'all now. That's my part. All right. Yeah.
That was for free. Crystal again. I mean, she just Crystal.
No, that was from Pastor Strick, though. That was
from Pastor Strick.
You
see what you get just at the event, just cause. Crystal, let's talk about the live event. Let's talk about why people need to be in the building.
I mean, I feel like in these first 26 minutes here, you should have figured it out by now, right? Like, this is literally us just having the conversation and she dropping like this, right? So I'm just trying to, like, literally at the live event, we are literally giving framework, right? This is a great conversation, but obviously behind the scenes here at VIP, she's going to give another layer of information. And it's just important to be in the room. I think what we found out when we were in DC for the gathering for Inner Circle about a month or so ago, we found out that a lot of our answers were in the room.
Yes.
There were some absolutely amazing, things that transpired. I didn't even get a chance to talk with Inner Circle last night because I was being so petty. But I submitted, for a proposal for an educational contract, right? And I see in my mind now, Chris, coming on board, and my sister coming on board, because they both are building programs for education, right? They're both, Chris doing parent engagement, and then Jaleesa, my sister, is building a program for other teachers, right, to be able to help build lesson plans. And so I'm walking in the door in this space, right? All to being in the room. I'm walking in the door in this space with Chris and my sister and some, other educators that are inside of Inner Circle on my mind, like building a program specifically to bring these people in. And when Pastor Sean is saying stuff like build a table and link them together, I legit believe in that. But if you're not in the room, right, I don't see your face. I can't connect with your vision. I can't help you to grow to the space that you need to go. I don't know what it is that you're doing. And being flyby, just really, that's not what it is. We're 100% committed to what it is that we're doing. And so when we get in these rooms and we're building, our plans, we're writing out things together, what happens is those visions, start to connect, because I believe the word, and the word tells me to write down the vision and make it plain so that others can run with it. I didn't have to tell Chris, or Jaleesa or the other educators in the group what it was that I was doing. They had already explained in the room what their vision was. And therefore, I'm going to run with it because I'm a part of the team, right? And being in the event, being at the event, being in, enclosure with these people that are on like minds, right? Like, the environment is set and conducive for growth. That's what you get out of it. They don't have to ask me for anything because I believe the word, and I'm gonna take action on the word. And so then if you're here, right, and then you believe the word, and we've already talked about, faith without works is dead, you know what I'm saying? And in one version that I like to read, it says that faith without works is destitute of power. We have no power whatsoever if we do not act on the word. We have no fruit. There's nothing that the world can look at us and see that we're different in any type of way if we don't have physical action that goes with the thing that we say that we believe. So how do I show that I believe? You get the link to the event, right? You click on it, you put your name and your card information in there, and you pay the fee to get to the event. You don't think about your thinking. You don't think about what I have to do or what's already planned or what it is that, is going on in my head that's trying to stop me from going. You say that my faith is so big that my actions are now matching what I believe. And so you get in the room, right? That's how we act on our faith. Because as a believer, we're too quick to say that I'm a believer, yet and still there is no action that lines up with the thing that you say you believe. If you believe, get in the room. If you believe, buy the ticket. It's $4.97 to get there. If you're viewing us from this space, then some of you are probably on the free space. You're not in the VIP. VIP has access to special pricing. You don't. And so the pricing is $4.97 to get in the room. Sacrifice and get yourself in the room so that your actions can then match up with your faith. And then the word says, when we do that, he then finds us, he sees us as a friend. So now I'm a friend of God because my actions have matched up with my faith, and therefore he gives us what we believe. You don't believe me, then that's your business. If you do, come in the room. Amen. Glory to God. Pray. Let's pray us out. This ain't what that is.
That's not what that is. That's not what that is. But you just heard the woman.
No. We're going to give them a few extra minutes and then we're going to jump in VIP. We're going to give them a few extra minutes because I want to say this, because I think that this is one of the big disconnects that I was trying to say yesterday that Crystal reinforced, right? People are saying, I'm praying for an answer. Here is an answer. People are now saying, I can't come because of X. Here's my question. Are you serious or are you not? Because this is the conversation. My spiritual mother said this to me years ago. And I need to say it because I think that people don't really hear it. And we don't always get to talk to people the way we need to talk to them for them to get breakthrough. My spiritual mother says, I can't give you that for free, that which costs me something. What she was really saying is, I can tell you the scriptures, but I can't skip your process of you spending time on your face before God yourself. So we can tell you everything that we did, but if you're not willing to make the sacrifice, you're actually not ready. You're not ready. Anybody can give you a plan and say, here's how you get a 6-pack of abs. But if you're not willing to do it, you're not ready. And the challenge for a lot of believers is that you would rather cash out people than invest in a class. Because when you send a cash app, you get a giver's high. But when you go to a class, you got to be accountable and you got to do something more than say, I believe I received from God. We want to see the plan. If you told us that you're supposed to be $1 million expert in education, let me see the plan. What is the plan? Because what we have done in church too much is it's this thing, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. Well, what you doing? Oh, I'm believing God. What you believe in God for? Oh, I'm just waiting on God. Oh, I got to pray about it. You didn't pray when you went to Target and put that stuff in your bag. You didn't pray when you bought that Coach bag. You didn't pray when you went to Miami. But now when it's an opportunity to change your life, now you got to pray. And I think that people don't even realize that their religion is hiding their fear. So now we got to pray about things when you ain't praying about the rest of that stuff, but now you super spiritual and we got to pray. I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just to your point, I feel like people literally use the word pray to mask the real truth of what it is that's in their heart. Right. Like, I really don't think that people are walking away from us actually praying for the thing. They have already decided what their answer is.
Yeah. It's fear.
Well, it absolutely is fear. And then they say things like, well, I'm not sure that I can trust Sean Strickland, but you watch all my free stuff. What you said? Oh, no, I thought somebody said something. Anyway, my point is, if you don't want to be in this situation next year, what are you going to do? Because you can hear my stories and you can hear Crystal's story about how she got on a plane. She literally on a Thursday, I made a live, and the next week she was in Arkansas from New Orleans. I'm saying to you, are you ready to do something? And as we get ready to transition to VIP, let me hear from all my VIPs. I'm going to say something to you that Edwin and I have always said to our kids, and it's going to seem really mean to the people who aren't ready, but it's going to be transformative to the people who are ready. Here is a hard reality. If you are unwilling to invest in your dreams, you don't deserve to live them. You don't deserve to live them. I know God has them for you. I know what God has for you is for you. But I am telling you that if you are unwilling to do what it takes to get what God said, you actually don't deserve to live it. You have disqualified yourself. And I think you really need to think about that. You really need to think about that.
Don't disqualify yourself. Head on to the VIP. Head on to the VIP because we are going to continue this conversation. We're going to get more framework. VIP, where you at? Put it in the chat. You can still come. Can't you still sign up for VIP?
They can still sign up for VIP.
Sign up for VIP. So go sign up for VIP. Don't just keep it here. Head on over there because that's where we're about to go.
We'll see y'all for one more day. Oh, Crystal, you want to close us before we go? Give us a mic. Give us something before we go. You done?
Yeah. I'm over here trying to stay calm because I feel like I have gotten some of that stuff that you did to me where you can hear people thoughts, about how they got to do this and they got to do that. And it's just bothering me. Like I hear y'all talk about, I don't know if I can fly to Arkansas. Like I hear these thoughts in my head. I don't know if you I didn't ask for that, Pastor Sean. So if you gave me that gift, I'm saying after today, I don't want it anymore. But since I can hear it for today, I'll let you know that during the same weekend of the Miillon Dollar Expert live event, my youngest daughter has a gymnastics meet. And I've never mentioned it to Pastor Sean. She has no clue that it's even taking place. Mm-hmm. But here's what I truly understand, that the strategy, because I used to, me and Lamorne been talking about it, and now we've changed our language to say that we're not making sacrifices, but we're executing strategies, right? And so the strategy that I'm implementing right now is it's more important to move these people to the place where they need to go, right? Kirsten has several gymnastic meets that I can attend. As a matter of fact, there's one this weekend. But the strategy that I'm implementing now says that this time next year, when an event is happening at the same time, I get a private jet that takes me to the event and back, and I still make it, right? Because my vision is much bigger than just this one, particular weekend of a situation. And we have made quote unquote sacrifices for way smaller situations, and yet and still this one, you just find the next excuse to keep you from being in the place, right? The same excuse that kept you out of a $47 VIP. I can't quite understand it. Because if my struggle is that hard, I don't care if I had to scrape up pennies, I'd get them together so that I could get my answers. You don't want an answer. You want to keep talking about your problem. But we were sent here to be solutions, right? To the problems of the world. And yet and still you are holding on to your solutions and not allowing yourself to grow and develop into the person that God created you to be. And so now your event that's happening February 22nd through the 24th is keeping you out of the room with your real answers. I go say, like you say, if you don't want to be in the room, then stay where you are. Stay where you are. But I'm telling you where we're going, because I believe, because my faith is so big. My faith is so big that my actions are going to line up with what it is that I want to see. So whoever it is, Lord, whatever this gift is, I'm just telling you, after today, Lord.
Tender Moments doesn't want it.
Tender Moments doesn't want it. Well, we go into the open the doors of the church. The first door that you can open is she left.
She left again. This is the second time. 4 hours she bounced. She clicked. She be gone. She be gone, coach.
Okay, well, we're going to VIP. We'll see you in Challenge Day 3. You can still join the link for the VIP, and you can join and get your ticket for the live event. And the event is over because Crystal gone. So we'll see y'all tomorrow, and we'll see y'all in VIP.
See you.
See you in a minute.